now.
As you prepare for these cold temperatures, we continue to remind you to try and keep a drip running, that is, so your pipes do not freeze.
A lot of folks have reached out, though, wondering why.
Yeah.
WCNC Charlotte's Megan Bragg verifies.
I'm actually from upstate New York, and I've never heard of this before I moved down to North Carolina, as we do have a lot of people from other places living in our area. We wanted to break down the differences and talk about why it's so important to keep that drip going in these cold temperatures. Our source is Mike Robinson with Robinson Remodeling and Repair, LLC, the Insurance Institute for Business and Home Safety, the University of Illinois, and 4-Star Plumbing and Air Conditioning. According to the Insurance Institute for Business and Home Safety, it could cost $5,000 or more to repair property damage caused by burst pipes. Research conducted by the University of Illinois shows the temperature alert threshold for freezing pipes is 20 degrees, especially if you have pipes running through an uninsulated space.
A drip of water is your best friend. Don't have it running, just a drip.
Robinson says the reason for the drip is to keep the water running so it doesn't have a chance to stop and freeze. So why do we have to do this in North Carolina but not so much in northern states? According to 4-Star Plumbing and Air Conditioning, home builders in the South sometimes place pipes in more vulnerable locations because the threat of freezing temps is not usually an issue, while home builders in the North know freezing is a more common threat and usually don't place water pipes in unheated portions of a building or outside of insulated areas. So what can you do to keep your pipes from freezing besides dripping your water? Keep garage doors closed. Open kitchen and bathroom cabinet doors to allow warmer air to circulate around the plumbing. And if you're away, make sure the thermostat is set to no lower than 55 degrees. And if you have any pipes on the outside of your house,
Even if you just take newspaper and wrap around your pipes with some duct tape, it'll work wonders.
with your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
Tonight, our team has obtained even more unsealed warrants in the Madalena Kojikari case, and it's revealing some new details in this investigation to find the missing Cornelius girl. After getting our hands on these unsealed warrants, WCNC Charlotte's Julia Kaufman went to the Cornelius Police Department for answers.
It's been over 2 years since Madalena Kojikari was officially reported missing, and the Cornelius Police Department is still searching for her, still hanging this sign outside the agency. I spoke with the deputy chief just hours ago. She tells me this case will not go cold, and as for leads, nothing is off the table.
We believe Madalena is alive.
Cornelius Police Deputy Chief Jennifer Thompson says the department doesn't have much to go off of right now to find Madalena, but they work the case daily.
Someone is still out there that has the bit of information as to what happened to her and to where she is. I think Diana possibly has that information.
Madalena's mother, Diana Kojikari, is a suspect, but she's now in her home country of Moldova after serving time for failing to report Madalena missing.
We would have liked for her to have stayed here and helped us find her daughter.
Warrants recently unsealed reveal Diana messaged her cousin on December 2nd, 2022, saying she needed to speak with him urgently. She signed the message from herself and Madalena. But Diana told police she last saw Madalena on November 23rd.
This mother never reported her missing. I know it's been said that she waited 3 weeks. It was a school system and the SRO that reported her missing, not her mother.
Just last week, WCNC Charlotte uncovered that detectives, at least at the beginning of the investigation, believed this was a sexual exploitation case.
We have not taken anything off of the table.
Plus, warrants show several items were burned in a fire pit at the home, including Madalena's clothes and the spare bedroom carpet. Days later, detectives swabbed several areas of the home, including stained bedroom carpets.
We did submit various items to the crime lab, for forensic evidence, but I can't go into detail about what those reports showed.
Thompson is urging anyone that has spoken to Diana or Madalena Kojikari over the last several years to please contact the department with any details you may have. You may think it's minor, but Thompson says it could be something that helps the case. In Cornelius, Julia Kaufman, WCNC Charlotte.
WCNC Weather Impact, your trusted source for winter weather and beyond. From frost and freezes to snow, get the up-to-date forecast on your schedule.
Your Weather Impact team only on WCNC Charlotte.
Stream now on WCNC Plus.
With these cold temperatures, some may be feeling some aches or maybe pain in their joints. You may notice it when it happens during these weather events, and it turns out there might actually be a scientific reason for this happening.
Yeah, you might have heard that changes in barometric pressure can trigger certain sensations in our joints.
Yeah, WCNC Charlotte's Megan Bragg verifies whether that's actually the cause of that ailment.
Our sources are WCNC Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich and the Cleveland Clinic. This week, the Carolinas were impacted by a series of low pressure systems. Brad says it's the low atmospheric pressure that can really bring the pain.
When there's high pressure, it's like having a mountain of air above your head. When there's low pressure, the atmosphere is actually thinner, so there's less air pushing on your body.
A Cleveland Clinic study on people who live with arthritis found that their aches increased on days with higher humidity, lower barometric pressure, and stronger winds. But why is this?
People that have injuries or arthritis, they have fluid or voids in their joints. And what happens is when the pressure goes down, those voids or fluids expands. So it puts a little pressure on your joint and causes discomfort or pain.
And in the wintertime, Brad says that's when you feel it the most.
You throw in the fact that it's cold outside and people tend to feel things a little more when it's chilly.
So next time your body is aching, check the WCNC app. You might be able to blame it on the weather. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
Well, Lancaster County officials say they're concerned they may see their first hypothermia case this year.
That's right, very dangerous there. Leaders explained with these colder temperatures, an uptick in homelessness, it's only a matter of time. WCNC Charlotte's Anna King spoke with officials about their concerns.
Below freezing temperatures are just around the corner, and leaders here told me this will be an issue for those unhoused.
I just would not want anybody's exposure to this weather to cause their demise.
Freezing temps and an uptick in homelessness is reason for concern in Lancaster County.
There's nowhere to go with heat or power, and I'm not sure that they would be acclimated to the cold weather. And so I do have concerns.
For the first time in years, there's a looming fear of hypothermia cases.
Because they're exposed, because they don't have shelter, because they do live in wooded areas, and they may not have adequate clothing or cover, and because the temperatures are hitting their lowest of the year so far.
With only one emergency warming center open at night and only when the temperatures hit below freezing. Any other time, the homeless are left to brave the elements on their own.
It's a tough problem. It's an intractable problem. We really need some additional resources.
Most of the homeless population gravitates to the city of Lancaster to use what resources are available. But the mayor says with the uptick, the city needs help.
It's a much larger issue than just the city. The lack of mental health resources from the state is one of the biggest issues. The lack of addiction recovery services is an issue.
He says without the necessary support, there's not much they can do.
We've been responding, certainly with the services that we have available, but they're somewhat limited for a small municipality.
Again, when temperatures hit below freezing, that warming center opens its doors. For more information on that resource, you can head to our website. For now, here in Lancaster County, Anna King, WCNC Charlotte.
WCNC Weather Impact, your trusted source for winter weather and beyond.
We're committed to keeping you safe, informed, and weather aware.
From frost and freezes to snow, the WCNC Weather Impact team tells you the timing and the essentials you need to know. Get the up-to-date forecast on your schedule, always streaming on WCNC Plus.
Your Weather Impact team only on WCNC Charlotte.
Stream now on WCNC Plus.
Good morning. It's 4:49, 11 minutes away from 5 a.m. at the bus stops this morning. Definitely some cold air out there, so bundle up. Temperatures in the 20s all morning long. On the way home today, now we only got the upper 30s yesterday. We'll be in the mid-40s as we head right there into the middle of the afternoon on the way home at those bus stops. It'll be a clear sky day. We're looking at clear skies from our tower cam over in Dallas. Right now, clearly cold out there. Salisbury and Rowan County checking this morning at 15 degrees. Over in Shelby, Cleveland County, there's 16. Interesting, it's in the 20s. Jefferson and Boone, 18 at Rock Hill, and in Charlotte we're at 21 degrees under clear skies. Cold air out there this morning as we check across the area. A little bit of cloudiness to the east and southeast of here, and there may be a couple snow showers in the mountains. Otherwise, it's going to be precipitation free. We expand the view, show you eastern coast, east coast. We got some snow showers in West Virginia, Pennsylvania, all the way up into the northeast. As I check that Guy Roofing 7-day forecast, some great news about what's going to happen in the next several days. Now, mid-40s today, so at least around the 30s. We'll hit about 22 tomorrow morning with a high of 46. As we get to the end of the upcoming weekend, we're really back to the more typical temperatures that we see this time of the year, right around 52 degrees on Sunday. Monday, not too bad. We're at 54. Then here comes those milder temperatures, only about 35 degrees Tuesday morning, rebounding to the upper 50s. There will be some areas that actually hit the low 60s. And speaking of the 60s, check this out. Next Wednesday, 62 degrees, unseasonably warm for a change. We actually start the morning at about 36 degrees. And then for next Thursday, we're still above average. We'll top out about 56 degrees. So look at really nice Tuesday and Wednesday. Highs upper 50s and low 60s.
Dropping this weekend is going to be all hands on deck in Mecklenburg County. Some centers will be open later, and shelters in the area will offer more beds to help as many people as possible. Also tonight, we're hearing from a Charlotte team pitching in to help those experiencing homelessness. WCNC Charlotte's Anna King joins us live now with more on how he's making an impact in our community. Anna.
That's right. While those warming centers and shelters are extending their resources, like you said, there's also one teen in the community helping out the way he can as well. While most teens are spending their 3-day weekend resting, 15-year-old Jalen Henderson is getting to work.
It makes me feel good.
Boxes and boxes of goods from his home right to those in need.
I see some people in the streets having signs, so I just want to help them.
With his birthday money and some help from Mom, Jalen was able to collect enough items to help around 500 people.
Okay, we have hats, gloves, scarves, toothpaste, toothbrush, some bath soap.
And he's planning to load up and deliver these items to shelters this weekend.
I was inspired by Martin Luther King Jr. because he helped out his community during like the 60s, and I just want to help my community also.
His organization, Jalen's Journey to Stop Homelessness, has been doing this for 5 years now. And with temperatures this weekend dropping,
a lot of homeless people will be cold, so I just want to get them to keep warm.
Jalen says he's just picking up the weight where he can. And to find out how you can help Jalen with his mission, you can head to our website at WCNC.com. Live here in Charlotte, Anna King, WCNC Charlotte.
Good to see him making an impact in our community. All right, thank you, Anna.
Time now to connect the dots when we make the news make sense. Let's go to live pictures right now over the White House, where it's dark right now, but it's going to be a den of activity in just a couple of hours. It's where the president-elect and his family will officially move in later today. While he's being sworn in, a small army will be working feverishly behind the scenes to make sure the place is ready for a brand new family by this afternoon.
Moving day at the White House is a 5-hour flip. Let's connect the dots. The action starts at dawn on Inauguration Day. While a new president takes the oath, a small army gets to work. Nearly 100 staffers make the magic happen. They unpack the new family's boxes. Every drawer gets emptied. Every shelf gets cleaned. They even swap out the sheets and towels. Workers then stock new foods in the kitchen. They also hang fresh clothes in the closets. The move follows a detailed playbook. Staff members have practiced for weeks. They know which painting goes where. They know how to arrange the Oval Office furniture. By the time the new first family walks in, it'll look like they've lived there for years. And that is connecting the dots.
Question everything and verify with WCNC Charlotte. Taking questions, seeking experts for the answers, and sharing the knowledge to distinguish fact from fiction. WCNC Charlotte is guiding the way.
Happy Happy New Year, everyone. Hopefully you have a lot to look forward to this year. But if you're a space lover or a stargazer, here are the top events on the 2025
if that's Biden's fault or whose fault it is, but we're going to take over and we're going to do a good job. We're going to assign Mr. Whatley, who's fantastic, frankly, and the governor and everybody else that's going to work. We're going to supply the money, supply a lot of the money. Maybe you have to chip in something. You'll chip in a little something, like maybe 25% or whatever. But we're going to get it done as quickly as we can. And we want to take care of the people of North Carolina. It's so interesting. Everybody's talking about California, and that's a mess. But I said, I'm not going to California until I stop in North Carolina. So here we are. We're going to go visit the site, and we're going to work with probably 3 of the congressmen, Republican congressmen, who've been fantastic, whose areas have been affected, and with Michael Whatley, the governor, and whoever else is, we decide to get involved. Probably less FEMA, because FEMA just hasn't done the job. And we're looking at the whole concept of FEMA. I like, frankly, the concept when North Carolina gets hit, the governor takes care of it. When Florida gets hit, the governor takes care of it, meaning the state takes care of it. To have a group of people come in from an area that don't even know where they're going in order to solve immediately a problem is something that never worked for me. But this is probably one of the best examples of it not working. And there's been some others, like in Louisiana, etc. So we're going to be doing something on FEMA that I think most people agree. I'd like to see the states take care of disasters. Let the state take care of the tornadoes and the hurricanes and all of the other things that happen. And I think you're going to find it a lot less expensive. You'll do it for less than half, and you're going to get a lot quicker response. So that seems to be the recommendation, but we'll be making that recommendation over the next couple of weeks. We're going to go to the site now, and we're going to figure out a plan for really demolition and cleaning, because not a lot's been done, and we're very disappointed in the Biden administration, but we're going to make up for lost time. And I said I'd do that, and this is about the earliest we could possibly be here. And we're honored to be here. This has been a great state. They're great people, and they've really been mishandled. But this group is going to be great, and we're going to get it taken care of. Any questions?
How will you respond to FEMA? Do you expect to ask Congress for additional aid for North Carolina and California?
It will be direct. In other words, the aid will go through us. So rather than going through FEMA, it will go through us. And I think maybe this is a good place to start. Because, and in all fairness to the governor, and in all fairness to everybody else, FEMA was not on the ball. And we're going to turn it all around. Yes.
A lot of Americans think that this is symbolic of what your campaign was all about. America first, putting your priorities to Americans, even going to California where their policies might have been one of the biggest reasons why they've had these problems. But you're putting the American people first. Your thoughts on that?
We are. Thank you. I like that question. Boy, I want more questions like that. That's even a statement. Thank you very much. He's a good man, that guy. And he's also a very professional reporter, I have to say. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're putting America first. We're putting, in this case, North Carolina and California. We're going to do a good job in California. That is a disaster like, I don't know if we've ever seen anything like it, frankly. They say the biggest in the history of California. I think, has anything bigger than that happened in the whole country ever? It looks like, I don't want to say what it looks like, but you know what I'm going to say. It looks like something hit it. And we won't talk about what hit it, but it is a bad, bad situation. And I guess I'm going to meet with some government officials, but I mean, much more importantly, and in California, just to refer to it for a second, millions of gallons of water are waiting to be poured down through already the half pipes that are already built. I mean, they've been up for 40 years, and about 20 years ago, they turned off the water. And it's the water that comes from the Pacific Northwest. Some of it comes out of Canada, and it flows there, and it probably has flowed there for a minute. And they turned it off, and they route it out to the Pacific. And in the meantime, you don't have water in the hydrants, you don't have water in the spring systems. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. And everyone's trying to figure out, why aren't they turning it back? They say it's the Delta smelt, it's a fish. But I find that hard to believe, but we'll figure it out. And without doing that, you're going to continue to have problems.
Mr. President, what are you prepared to do, sir, if OPEC doesn't respond to your call to cut oil prices?
Well, we want to see OPEC cut the price of oil, and that will automatically stop the tragedy that's taking place in Ukraine. It's a butchering tragedy for both sides, by the way. A tremendous number of Russian soldiers, tremendous number of Ukrainian soldiers, and a lot of bombing of the cities. But right now it's just bullets whacking and hitting men, mostly men, almost in all cases men. And over 1 million men are killed, and they're losing thousands of people a week. It's crazy. It's a crazy war, and it never would have happened if I was president. Would never have happened. This is crazy that it happened, but we want to stop it. Now, one way to stop it quickly is for OPEC to stop making so much money and to drop the price of oil, because they have it nice and high. And if you have it high, that war's not going to end so easily. So OPEC ought to get on the ball, and they ought to drop the price of oil, and that war will stop right away.
Mr. President, funding to Los Angeles because of its sanctuary city policy?
I want to see two things in Los Angeles: voter ID, so that the people have a chance to vote, and I want to see the water be released and come down into Los Angeles and throughout the state. Those are the two things. After that, I will be the greatest president that California has ever seen. I want the water to come down and come down to Los Angeles, and also go out to all the farmland that's barren and dry. You know, they have land that they say is the equivalent of the land in Iowa, which is about as good as there is anywhere on earth. The problem is it's artificial, because they artificially stop the water from going onto the land. So I want two things. I want voter ID for the people of California, and they all want it. Right now you don't have voter ID. People want to have voter identification. You want to have proof of citizenship. Ideally you have one-day voting, but I just want voter ID as a start, and I want the water to be released, and they're going to get a lot of help from the U.S. Thank you very much. I'll see you in a little while. We'll see you at the site. We'll see you at the site.
Deportation flights, where are they going from? Where are they going to?
Deportation's going very well. We're getting the bad, hard criminals out. These are murderers. These are people that have been as bad as you get, as bad as anybody you've seen. We're taking them out first. Thank you.
Thank you.